Welcome to Staffworks Explained. If you are here for the first time, please consider subscribing to this channel. Also hit the notification bell so that whenever you upload a new video, you are notified. In this video, we are talking about Msalato International Airport project. We are giving updates on where this project is currently. Msalato International Airport project is Dodoma's and Tanzania most ambitious investment. It is intended to relieve pressure on constrained Dodoma Airport and also position the capital as a modern air gateway. In this video, we are going to provide a detailed update on where the project currently stands. We are going to trace its background and justification, as well as examine its location, design components, and construction progress. We are also going to explore the financing model and funding sources, the roles of contractors and implementing agencies, and the benefits expected for Tanzania and wider East African region. Beyond that, we are going to evaluate the challenges the project has faced, both technical and financial, and also consider how Msalato will compete with other national and regional airports. We are going to look at this from a project management perspective, and the discussion aims to critically assess not just what is being built, but how governance, financing, and delivery are shaping this transformative infrastructure project. I welcome you. Let's delve into this important piece of infrastructure in Tanzania capital city. Msalato International Airport is Tanzania's strategic investment in aviation infrastructure for the 2020s. Conceived to replace the constrained Dodoma Airport and to position the national capital as a functional air gateway, the project was justified by capacity limits at the existing facility, rising demand or domestic demand, regional passengers as well, and the government objective to spatially rebalance economic activities away from the coastal as well as lakeside nodes. The need for greenfield airport at Msalato was established in project appraisal and feasibility works. Dodoma's current airfield lacks room for expansion and cannot accommodate larger commercial aircraft, with consequent limits on cargo, diplomatic and executive travel, as well as tourism-related traffic. The African Development Bank supported the rationale and has been a principal financier in the agreed financing package. Geographically, the Msalato site lies in the Dodoma region, roughly a dozen kilometers northeast of the city center, on the land selected for its capacity to host a modern runway and supporting infrastructure without the constraints that hamper the city's older airstrip. The master plan outlines a single runway international airport with a 3-story passenger terminal. There will also be an aircraft control tower, fuel farm, firefighting facilities, as well as access roads and utility systems capable of supporting up to approximately 1.5 million passengers per year in its initial configuration. Design envelope documents and project summaries produced for financiers and implementers have consistently described a 3,600 meters runway with associated taxiways and aprons, a full complement of navigation and meteorological aids, and the ancillary systems required to meet international safety and operational standards. Where the project stands today is best described as advanced construction. Work formally commenced after the laying of the foundation stone in late 2020. Subsequent site reports and parliamentary updates through 2024 to 2025 indicate steady progress. Public reporting from Tanzania media as well as government briefing has placed runway completion and alignment work in the range of roughly 80 to 85% by the mid-2025, with terminal building works at lower but substantial completion percentages. Projected practical completion dates have shifted slightly in different sources. Some industry trackers anticipated finalization by late 2024 to 2026, while the more recent government commentary and African Development Bank engagement documents point to a phased completion culminating in 2025-2026 as the realistic window for initial operations. These timelines reflects both the scale of the works and customary contingencies in large civil projects. Construction has been undertaken as a multi-contractor effort, heavily supported by the Chinese engineering firms. Press accounts and project communication name a consortium of contractors, including major state-owned and international builders. Reports list entities such as Hydro, Power China, and suppliers of runway and paving plant. There was also a partner construction firms engaged in runway and terminal works, while national agencies such as Tanzania Airport Authority and Tanzania National Roads Agency participating in supervision and interface management. The exact contractor mix and the division of responsibilities has evolved as site packages were mobilized. Some firms focus on runway, earthworks, and pavement structures, others on terminal shell construction and specialized supplier delivery, airside equipment and systems. This blend of contractors as well as specialist suppliers is consistent with modern airport deliveries, where civil, mechanical, engineering and plumbing, airside systems, IT and security fit-outs are executed by different teams, coordinated by the client and supervising engineers. Financing is a central component to the project narrative and is where transparency has been both necessary and reasonably available through multilateral documents. African Development Bank provided the project with major loan support, and the published financing table in the African Development Bank appraisal shows a blended package comprising of African Development Bank loans, resources from the African Development Fund and related African Growth Funds, as well as Tanzania government contribution. The aggregated package reported in public project summaries totals in the ranges of 320 to 330 million US dollars, with African Development Bank as the primary creditor and Tanzania government providing counterpart financing. This blended model was selected to spread sovereign exposure, ensure multilateral oversight of the project safeguards, as well as anchor technical assistance and procurement oversight in an institutional experience in transport infrastructure lending. Even with multilateral backing and financing, there has been some pressure point. Large infrastructure projects in the region must manage foreign exchange exposure, also procurement integrity, and the need for predictable disbursement linked to verified construction milestones. Publicly available material does not indicate a funding shortfall that halted works, but timelines have reflected the usual administrative and contracting fees necessary before sustained draw on loans facility. The African Development Bank involvement brings standard conditions such as environment and social safeguards, procurement transparency, as well as disbursement control. And this lengthens the pre-construction window but lower long-term fiduciary and environmental risk. To date, the project's public progress suggests funding arrangements have been serviceable and aligned with construction pacing, even as implementers and client manage cash flows and mobilization sequences typical of a project of this scale. From a project management vantage point, the benefits of that Msalato promises are direct and measurable. Operationally, the airport reduced capacity constraints at Dodoma Limited Airstrip, enabling Dodoma to host larger long-range aircraft and to handle cargo flights, an outcome that strengthens the city's ability to attract diplomatic visits, expand tourism for central Tanzania, parks as well as attractions, and support perishable goods logistics. The airport also underpins regional connectivity, offering an additional node in East Africa's air network that can ease pressure on Dar es Salaam and Kilimanjaro as well as Arusha airports, and reduce transit times for interregional passengers and freight. Economically, airport construction stimulates local employment. It also stimulates secondary investment in hotels, logistics hubs, and services, and can catalyze from urban expansion and land use planning around Dodoma. Nevertheless, the project has faced practical challenges like any other major infrastructure project. Building a greenfield airport of international standards requires substantial land assembly, relocation of utilities, as well as adherence to environmental and social management plans. This creates schedule and cost sensitivities, contractor coordination and quality control of runway pavement, which is a highly technical activity, and procurement of navigation aids, safety equipment. These have demanded specialized oversight. International supply chain pressures since 2020 during COVID and the global commodity pricing and environment has been relevant to material and plant delivery schedules. Finally, ensuring that operational readiness, training airport staff, establishing airline routes, and integrating customs and immigration system. These keep pace with physical completion in addition management tasks that the implementing agencies must deliver. Project reporting indicates these are recognized and actively managed risks rather than unforeseen crises. Competition and positioning deserves sober appraisal. Regionally, East African airport market features established hubs such as Addis Ababa, Nairobi, and Dar es Salaam, as well as Bugesera in Rwanda, and these command major international connectivity. Msalato will not displace these hubs, but it can carve an important niche by serving the national capital, enabling point-to-point domestic and selected regional services, and supporting government, diplomatic, as well as business travel directly into Dodoma. Commercial airlines will evaluate route economic, passenger demand, as well as ground handling costs. Consequently, Msalato's success will depend on the coordinated route development incentives, competitive airport charges, and assured efficiency in handling. Locally, competition is less about other airports and more about modal alternatives and the ability of the new airport to stimulate demand. If the airport is integrated with service transport, logistics hubs, and local air service planning, it can create a new value proposition rather than merely redistribute existing traffic. In conclusion, we can say that Msalato International Airport is a large, technically complex, and strategically justified infrastructure project that has moved into an advanced construction with multilateral backing and experienced contractors. The government and financiers have adopted prudent institutional safeguards. The implementation challenges reported are those that are expected of any greenfield airport development and appear to be managed through conventional mitigation measures. For Tanzania, the airport is not a silver bullet, but it's a credible instrument to improve Dodoma's connectivity, also foster regional development, and catalyze urban economic activity, provided that operational readiness, route development, and integration with service transport are given equal attention and as construction finish. The project ultimate success will rest on sustained project governance, transparent handover to operational agencies, and a commercial strategy that draws airlines and passengers to a new accessible capital. So thank you for reaching this far. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Also hit the notification bell so that whenever you upload a new video, you're notified. You can also watch other videos that you have done on this airport, as well as other projects in Tanzania and the wider East African region. So thank you.